big butts and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny that when a girl walks in with an itty bitty waist, welcome to Everyday Women Wellness with Dr. Latisha, where I help women aged 35 plus break past the misinformation and barriers of navigating our bodies as we progress into our 40s, 50s, and beyond. I take you from burnt out bae to moving and feeling your best gracefully. I just want to lose my butt, not my stomach. That's what we're breaking down on today's show. So I am a physical therapist, certified health coach, and I want to make sure that you stick around to the end of the episode so you can find out ways to connect or work with me. So has our society, our men, or other individuals, have they shaped how we perceive our bodies? And what is the reason beyond wanting to have a booty? Is it the misconception? Is it now Instagram? Is it the media? Instagram fitness models? Have they become the norm? Is it like Velvet DeVoe said, never trust a big butt and a smile? That girl is poison? No, I don't think that. But the fascination with the slim waist, big butt has now kind of been taken as beauty, perfect body. But that illusion is killing us, taking our money and keeping us stuck. Fitness gadgets, waist trainers, detox drink, booty shapers, all of these gimmicks that emphasize maybe a short-term fix or maybe appearance over health. So here's a little data for you. In 2019, there was a journal from the American Heart Association. It suggested that the waist to hip ratio measurement actually became a better indicator of heart disease. Well, maybe even over body mass index for both men and women. So that big waist was a risk factor for the general population. But what's interesting about the study is that it actually said that women had a higher risk of developing heart disease based on the parameters of having the waist size being the general go-to standard for heart disease risk. Not necessarily BMI, which has been driven into our minds time after time. BMI, all you do is take the height and the weight, and that gives you your indication for heart disease, diabetes, and a number of other chronic illnesses. But that's not necessarily the case. But are we really emphasizing our waist being slim and our butts being sexy, fine, big, over for the reason of health? I don't think so. But something to think about when we're talking about these skewed feeling and thoughts of why are you trying to emphasize the waist being small and the butt being big? Is that because of our loved ones? Is that society now viewing that as the standard? And what are the ways that we're trying to really beat up and torture our bodies now to try to get that defined image? So let's have a little fun with this and maybe learn a thing or two, as well as maybe how our society role and maybe even our fascination around that girl, you look good, won't you back that thing up, is really affecting our health currently. So let's look at point one. Why do men like big butts? My experience with black men and butts, well, that could be a whole nother story. You get the cat calls, you wear a certain type of pants, and face it, a lot of times black men will like that backside, my husband included. But where has that taken us when it comes to our overall health and this perceived image? Of course, your loved ones, I'm sure they don't mean any harm when it comes to that, but that things kind of gets into your mind. And are they really saying don't lose that shape when they say you can work out but don't lose that butt? They don't want that badonkadonk to be gone. So when it comes to thinking about the reasons behind we're trying to get this image, yes, it could go into, what you're used to, what you've been seeing in the media, family history. But let's break down this little research study that I found that was kind of interesting. It was from Billikent University in Turkey. It showed 300 men's silhouettes of women's bodies and asked them to rank them in order of preference. They found that most men were attracted to women whose spines curved exactly 45 degrees above the top of their butts. but that the men were actually more attracted to the spinal curve, which is known as the vertebral wedging, than the butts themselves. Now, why? The researchers say that having extra mass around the buttocks enhanced the appearance of the curvature. I don't know about if there was many brothers that did that, participated in that study, but I think they were talking about the mass part that they liked. But the funny thing is that this 45-degree angle that they were talking about, I think when it comes to Black culture and Black men, they probably would have classified that as a pancake or a flat back. So that 45-degree angle is perceived differently, or roundness of butt or shape is definitely perceived differently, I believe, when it comes to different cultures. So when you think about looking at that study, the reason why that they said that potentially that's how that curvature has been formed kind of over time is to prepare for childbirth, and basically being able to put a little more pressure back so that your woman's body would be able to withstand the weight gain and things with childbirth. So maybe there is something around those childbearing hips that you may have speak of or saying. Who knows? So, of course, we've seen the TikTok models, the TikTok pants, the Instagram models, and we keep continuing to see those things, as well as what's seen in the media as the ideal body. So let's talk about the links that we go to get them peaches right. But something to look at is there is no spot checking fat, or just targeting fat loss is a myth. Let's say that again for the people in the back. There is no spot checking fat. You could do all the crunches in the world, have abs of steel up underneath the layer of excess fat. So sis, please stop doing that. It won't give you no abs of steel. You do have to put in the work. So although you might have heard that there's certain exercises that will do that, insert Instagram fitness experts, it's not just those booty exercise. It's a lot of people that areas swear up and down that they can spot check. My favorite foolishness is our already thin women of Asian descent do this crazy shoulder blade squeeze maneuver. She's like, and that maneuver is supposed to help get rid of back fat. But guess what? People are doing it. It's what's seen over and over again, and people really want those fixes. But how does it work? The fat that contained in fat cell exists in the forms of triglycerides. Muscle cells, however, cannot directly use these triglycerides as fuel. Instead, fat must be broken down into glycerol and free fatty acids, which then enter the bloodstream. So the fat broken down in the body to be used as fuel, it can come from anywhere in the body, not just from the body part at work. So overall fat loss is going to be overall in the body, not just that particular area. So it's always one of those things we do have to think about, is that not everything that we see and is advertised is as it's seen. So, hey there, make sure you join me after this quick break. I'm going to show you during this quick break a way that you can grab my over 35 survival guide. So see you back in just a few seconds. Hey, welcome back. So, point 3 for us is fat is essential. So contrary to popular belief of low-fat diets, low-fat this, our body actually needs fat to function properly. So all fats, including saturated fatty acids, they have important roles in the body. So if you think about the components of carbohydrates, fat, protein, we need it all to function. So however, the most important fats are those that the body cannot make, and they must come from the food that we eat. So enter omega-6 and omega-3s are what we need. So we get a lot of omega-6 from a lot of different foods, proteins, things like that, but we fail when it comes to omega-3. So let's look about some benefits of omega-3 and fats. Benefits: overall health and wellness. Yes, treating chronic diseases actually improves your body composition, mental and physical performance. This is fats in general. It also helps your body absorb some nutrients and produce important hormones. You need fat, okay? So don't drive yourself crazy with all the fat labels that you see. Our fat intake are essential for the hormone production and proper stabilization of your hormones. Say that loud for the people in the back. Proper hormone function. Ladies, we know how important it is to have proper hormone functions, because you know our hormones are getting a little cray-cray as we're approaching our 40s and beyond. So something to chew on. Those low fat and those super low fat diets you're going on, that ain't it. That is actually being more detrimental to your bodies than you think. So where the fat is located in our bodies is going to be that important key, and it comes to that midsection. If we're having increasing areas of that abdominal weight, which, hey, I just want to, drop that stomach and not my butt, may come in handy for you. But what is the way that you're actually going about doing that? With super restriction diets, with, cardio tell you can't walk anymore, wearing your trash bag suit, cinching up that waist trainer, getting on the Stairmaster for 30 and 35 minutes, sweating. Yes, you're exercising and it's burning calories, but guess what? A lot of the water that you're absorbing wearing the trash bag suits, those are actually, one, cannot be good for your heart health, losing so much water and losing too much. So you're losing water. You're not losing fat. You're not dropping weight by putting on the trash bag suits, getting on the Stairmaster forever and ever. When it comes down to trying to lean up those areas and trying to have your body make some changes, you need an overall comprehensive view for that. That's going to be when it comes to strength training, nutrition, and also finding the proper ways for movement when it comes to cardio as well. So we know if you're of a certain age and above, where you had sweating in the 80s, sweating in the oldies, you had the little baby shorts on, everybody was doing stepping and step training. And that's all that was told it was that. You got to do cardio to try to drop weight. That's not really the most effective modes for you to be able to notice some of those changes. The most effective modes isn't just doing booty busting routines either. Yes, there's some things you can do to be able to help overall total body wellness. And yes, that strength training, which includes resistance training. So think about adding in some strength training, and that's going to be maybe and start with it may be body weight exercises. So it doesn't have to be extreme forms, hip-based classes, boot camp style. If that works for you, that's fine. But also know, being able to look at what's going to fit for your body style, what's going to fit for your age and your life cycle is going to be the best fit. But really, number one, when it comes to movement is it something that you're going to do? Are you going to be able to follow through for it? Where you just fall off the map? Is it just the fad that everybody else is doing, so you're hopping on and doing it? Finding something that works for you, but also incorporating resistance training. A lot of women, I kept saying strength training, a lot of women shy away from strength training. They think that you're going to get super huge muscles, looking like Arnold Schwarzenegger, not looking a womanly figure. Those are all things that are myths when it comes to that. And I think a lot of times women may shy away from those things is because you just don't know. You go into the gym, everything looks intimidating. It's all the little meathead buff dudes over there with super heavy lifting bench press and doing all the resistance training stuff for their upper body, and then they got the little chicken legs. I know you've seen it. You may just think that, hey, I don't know how to use that, so I'm just going to shy away and default back to my position of comfort. And that's, all right, I go on the treadmill, I do 15 minutes, I go on the elliptical, do 15 minutes, and then I go on the Stairmaster and do 15 minutes. All right, and I leave the gym, and that's it. That works. That might be a starting point for you. But being able to have a guide, being able to have a tool, resources to say, guess what? I need to get a plan. If I'm working, if I really want to strengthen my joints, stay away from surgeries, making sure I'm doing some things to treat knee pain, hip pain, all those things, that's not going to be seen from cardiovascular exercise or cardio itself. It's actually going to be having some targeted things that strengthen those muscles and help support your body in your overall daily activities. You don't have to be training for a marathon. You don't have to be doing anything outstanding. You want to be able to walk up and down the stairs without creaking, bad knee, good knee. You want to be able to lift groceries out of the car, play with grandchildren, be active, go on that run, do that fitness activity without thinking, all right, I got to think about it, or I got to take a break, or hey, that bad back, I can't do anything. Resources, tools, when it comes to overall health and wellness, that is what is really going to help us beat heart disease, combat things with Alzheimer's, with autoimmune diseases, pre-diabetes and being diabetic, and not thinking, hey, I'll just rely on what the doctor gives me, or I'll stay on this pill. So when it comes to, I want to lose my stomach, not that butt, there's ways that you can help facilitate that. But know that the reasoning for that needs to go well beyond, hey, I'm just going to look good in these jeans. Or, hey, my spouse says I look that. Or the newest fad trend is I got to do this booty busting. I got to get the pants that fit my butt just right. Think about it a little more comprehensive and thinking, what does that look like? Am I doing this for overall total body wellness and so that I can live longer and with better quality of life? Or am I just going on the next new fad trend of disordered eating that can lead to disordered eating, body shaming, mental health deficits and things like that, all for the sake of chasing what's in, what's popular, what will so-and-so like, and not thinking what is really going to be the best setup for my body and for my longevity. So think about this. What your partner or the media or family members are really doing when they say, hey, you just want to lose that. I just want you to lose that stomach and not your butt. Or you're saying, I just want to lose my stomach, not my butt. Is they're really glorifying a big butt and indirectly encouraging you to go get, indirectly encourage you not to go for your fitness goals, but to go for that new gadget, go for the quick fix. So when you think about going to get that gadget or drinking this scissor to get those booty enhancing TikTok pants and to quickly and effortlessly get that slim waist and butt, it ain't gonna work. That ain't it. This translates into, and it further perpetuates, like I said before, distorted thinking. Ladies continue to be stuck, frustrated, still suffering from high blood pressure, diabetes, joint pain, eating disorders, not to mention self-esteem, and again, depression. So join me on the next episode. Make sure you get to the end. Make sure you find ways that you can follow me on Facebook and Instagram. And remember, wellness is practicing healthy habits on a daily basis to live your best life physically, spiritually, and mentally. So you not only survive, but you thrive. Until next time.